I texted today about the lease. I don't have to save everybody.
Why would Dave call about the lease? He wants to be able to get out of it. He sees that people are hiding behind their desks and he's like, what are we doing? And he's right, dude. He doesn't have to save everybody. He doesn't owe people a ride forever. Like, nobody works on Fridays. It's pervasive.
This is kind of bullshit. When you see like no one comes in on Friday, that just paints everyone with a shit brush and like, I'm here on Fridays. I see other people here on Fridays.
Stuff happening, but it's just not, they got rid of stool scenes, people are behind the scenes, they can't fucking hold a camera up. It's like, okay, why not?
I think the point that got people fired up with you is...
Who's fired up?
Everyone in the office.
Name names.
You didn't name a name when you were saying
you didn't name names either. You're not naming names either. Nobody's naming names.
I will name a name. All right, shut up. Let me tell you this.
Before I say anything, I want you to splice in some images, still shots from upstairs. And now you can see, I just lit a fire under these people, okay? I talk and they listen up there. It's fucking buzzing right now. I didn't even know this area existed over here. I'm just checking, I'm just counting, I'm doing a head count. 1. Hannah! Just wave so the camera can see you. Hannah's here. Devin's here. Got it. The lights are buzzing because that's the only thing that's on up there. I talked about the interns. I talked to the interns. There's one intern up there, Hannah. She said another one, Gretchen, was up there. And the interns don't even have to come in. Their bosses told the interns, you don't have to come in on Fridays. You don't have to. So why come in if you don't have to on Friday as an intern?
That's insane.
Yeah. This week, Rone.com, I woke up and I was like, damn, I don't have any guests. I don't have any videos to watch. I don't really have any topics. I was like, well, I sent Tyler 2 clips. One clip of Dave from Davey Day Trader talking about The Office, Mom Donnie, and not having to save everyone. And another clip of him saying that Son of a Boy Dad was all right. And I just had I basically was like David and Goliath. All I had was a slingshot and 2 rocks, and shot it. And today was that was a big show.
This is key right here. What Dave says right here is all of the answers. Like, he gives you exactly how it's playing out in his head in this clip, and pay attention, everybody. Pay attention to everything that he says in this clip.
Office to Miami. I texted today about the lease. 2029 is when the lease is done. And we won't move. No one fall to Miami. Everyone lives in New York. Maybe I move it to Long Island, whatever. Don't even. I got to keep my mind fresh. It's not worth me losing my mind. I don't have to save everybody.
What does that mean?
He said it all right there, dude. He said it all right there. He's telling you what's happening. He called about the lease. Why would Dave call about the lease? Because he wants to be able to get out of it. He sees that people are hiding behind their fucking desks, and he's like, what are we doing? He's thought this through in his mind, that he would have some kind of smaller office in Long Island outside of the purview of Zohran Hamdani. But then the last part where he's like, I don't have to save everybody. That's and he's right, dude. He fucking doesn't have to save everybody. He doesn't owe people a ride forever. He doesn't owe people an unlimited gravy train ride of just being blessed and having been able to walk through the door and just the lifetime contract. Everybody isn't owed a fucking spot forever to have a lifetime contract at Barstool. It's a two-way street, and he has kept up his side of the bargain. And I think that people are like, oh, fucking Dave, like the fucking boss, like, oh, I deserve a raise, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, he's kept up his side of the bargain. He's paying you. People are not keeping up their side of the bargain. They said, name names, Rone, or this is all for nothing. That's not what this is about. This isn't me about, like, trying to call people out. Like, this is, I'm not trying to, like, have a fucking conflict. I think people, like, it's pervasive. You, like, nobody works on Fridays. It's pervasive. It's not names.
So people got upset about this. This bothered a lot of people, and that's funny. Doesn't necessarily bother me if people are mad at me. I think I've gone a lot of my life of trying to be a people pleaser, and like this is one instance where like I truly do not care if people are mad at me. But I didn't even know that they were at first, and I don't know why, because I didn't talk about anybody's names. But I feel like people took it personally, and I'm curious as to why those people would take it personally if I didn't say them by name. But I think that people think that I'm inviting a shitstorm on New York. But you know, I felt like I was kind of in the locker room saying like, "Hey, let's have some accountability. Like, let's all like let's get out there and bust our asses." And there were some people being like, well, they're not busting their ass. Talk about the people who aren't busting their ass, too. Like, name names who needs to bust their ass. And I was really just trying to be like, let's fucking go. And it got caught up into a Friday idea, like a big Friday thing. And that wasn't my general point. I don't know. I threw my phone at one point, blacked out, was talking about Friday on Rone.com. And I guess it's all about Friday. I feel like Rebecca Black out here.
I got to push back a little bit. I got to defend some of my coworkers here. Yep. I mean, you say, so this is kind of bullshit. When you say, like, no one comes in on Friday, that just paints everyone with a shit brush. And, like, I'm here on Fridays. I see other people here on Fridays. That's not true. And you know that's not true. No one comes in on Friday?
So when you come in on Fridays, what's the vibe of the entire office if you go from the top floor down to this floor? Be honest, bro.
It's
dead.
Also, well, let me say this. The top floor, I have no idea what's going on. It's
empty.
But that's not, maybe people working remote. That's not in my purview. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
People working remote.
But here, I wish more people were here on Fridays. That is 100% true. Because I think the best
what's the difference between what we're saying?
The best content is collaborative. There's obviously people that you're irritated with that don't come in on Fridays. You should call them out.
No, you're arguing with the letter of the law as opposed to the spirit of the law.
I've pushed for. I wish more people came in on Fridays.
But I'm not even making it about Fridays. It's like in general, and like we can talk about Fridays, but also like in general, the spirit of what I'm saying is accurate. And you're going into a semantics of you're like, well, it's not exactly everyone.
So I think I actually agree with Rone on like 85% of what he was saying. I just didn't think it was fair to say no one comes in on Friday when some people do. Now, to his point though, once again, it would be better if more people came in. I think I said that in the show, though, too.
So Pat says to me, do you want to come on out and about? And I'm kind of, I'm down for whatever. I'll go on anybody's show if they ask me to. And he said, we'll figure out something to talk about. And like, okay, maybe they're going to talk about this. I also had no idea that people were that mad at me because I've been getting nothing but texts and calls of congratulations, or not congratulations, but like, I agree with you. I got texts and calls of people being like, I agree with you. Finally, someone said this. Like, I'm glad that you brought this up. Like, I've also realized this, but I'm unable to say anything. People from the tech side being like, thank God you're saying something. Dave's not going to fire the talent. Dave's going to get rid of tech people if there's no one in here for them to work on and produce for. So there's people in the Chicago office messaging me being like, you wouldn't believe how much of a problem that it is sometimes out here too. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back like, I'm not, I'm a perfect person. I'm not. And that wasn't my point at all. My point is, I think that if we work together and try random shit, like, it will be more fun and it will be more fruitful. I used to cut roast beef for a living. I used to cut roast beef sandwiches. I don't want to have to go back to cutting roast beef sandwiches.
Rone.
Yes.
Talk to me. What do you mean? Expand upon your point. Because you say this wasn't about conflict with people in New York. You say you don't want to name names. But that seems like exactly
so you want to know what
it
it's
is.
about? That clip came out of fear for me.
Okay.
Yes.
That clip came out of fear that something will happen to this office.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's important to have context to what Dave was talking about because you interpreted this, whether it's right or wrong, as Dave being unhappy with the employees in New York and the work output here. What this was more about was Dave wanting to save the office from living under the Mandami regime.
Yeah, did you know
this
that?
is according to
He was talking
Gaz,
about,
and this is
like,
according to the context of the full
Mamdani.
clip.
He wasn't talking about us.
I mean, who Gaz said that to you?
Gaz said in a text, Gaz says they were at dinner and they talked about it was more about Mandami and closing the Barstool and leaving the Barstool office, moving it from the city itself as opposed to closing it down altogether. Saving people was more about saving people from living under the Mandami regime.
First off, Gaz is a liar.
Okay.
Gaz is a card-carrying,
He's the most
No,
trustworthy
known
person here.
liar. He's going to tell you whatever you want to hear in the moment. I do not believe him.
Okay.
Second of all, the thing that, like, maybe the first part, like, maybe I'll move the office to Long Island. Maybe that's about Mamdani and being out of the tyrannical reign of Mamdani. But then when he's like, I don't have to save everybody. That's when it's like going off in my head, because
Right.
I know that Dave has this like complex that we're like, he's Sid from Toy Story and we're his like
Yeah.
decrepit toys
Totally.
that he needs to like collect or whatever, or like that like if not for him, none of us would have jobs.
Well, we see that. We see.
I
I
think-
mean, without getting into too much detail, we see savior actions happening all the time. And if
Right.
the rules like that, I would say and agree, don't apply to everybody.
Yes.
And I think that the people that it does apply to should thank their lucky fucking stars. And the people that it doesn't,
Yes.
that's though where I think we get tied up with these conversations of like, you know, come in the office, do this, do that. When people are in the office, when people are doing what they're doing, they're trying to find their lanes. They're trying to find, you know, they're up against this tidal wave of Chicago's better than you, and they just want to
Totally.
do what they want to do. But then when we've got people like you, who's so well respected, everyone's like, Rone is Rone. You know what I
right.
mean? When you're like, this place, you know, what the fuck is with this place? I'm worried for these people. Dave's not going to save you all. It's like, I don't necessarily think that that's what he's talking about. And that is sad. And I think that makes people
so.
upset.
I thought it was what he was talking about.
Okay.
I mean, if
Even
it is
ignore
like
my
just a two different interpretations of it,
Yeah.
then it's like, well, I'm reacting to what what I think the interpretation is.
Yeah.
And if I misinterpreted it, then my reaction could be off base.
Everyone's okay interpreting it as they will, but I think the point that got people fired up with you is
Who's fired up?
Everyone in the office.
Everyone's
Name
upset.
names.
Everyone's
You
upset.
didn't name a name when you were
Anybody.
saying
No,
names
you
on
didn't
Friday.
names either. You're not
Everybody's
naming names
upset.
either. Nobody's naming
I'm
names.
upset.
I will
I'm
name a
upset.
name. All right, shut up. Let me tell you
upset.
this. The big thing, once a quarter, it's fix New York, fix New York, fix New York.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
say, how do you want to fix New York? Define fix.
But I didn't say fix New
No,
York.
you did,
You're
though.
putting words in my mouth.
Okay, so when you had Clemmer on and you were saying people need to come in on Friday, what is
Clemmer.
your issue with
Clemmer's
New York?
got it. I love Clemmer for trying to carry it on his back all the time, but I feel like sometimes he makes it worse.
Yeah, he does. Hold on one second. The whole theme of this entire clip is we need to fix New York. And-
I'm not saying that.
All right,
though.
but you said it's a pervasive problem. What is the pervasive problem?
I think that it's the gravy train thing. I think that people are on a gravy train with like little like spark to try something because they feel like it's not worth trying.
What do you mean?
To start a new show might not be worth it because it's such a big task to start the show, and then if it fails, it's so embarrassing.
Sure,
I don't
but
think
do you
that
think
at all.
Do you think that that's a New York specific problem? I think
No.
that's a Barstool problem, and I
Sure,
think that that's
I think it's
where,
a humanity problem.
Of course, but I think that when it comes to, especially like literally from the New York office on a show where you work and we're all here and we start siloing New York with these problems, it again stirs up this conversation that Chicago's better.
To me, it's not
we
a
don't do
silo
shit.
because I've been getting messages from people in Chicago being like, "Thank you for saying that. We have that problem. we
Okay,
have
well
this
then,
problem."
then go ahead and say that. Chicago, listen up too. It's not a New York specific problem. It is a Barstool problem. There are people who bust their fucking ass. There are people who certainly don't bust their
I
ass,
got
but they're on
texts
this gravy
and calls
train.
yesterday being like,
Well, then
"Hey,
good.
like what you wouldn't believe what like
then
this.
thank
you
you for
wouldn't believe
making that
this."
clear.
But
It's
who
not
could
a New York
possibly-
specific problem.
If people were to come in on Friday, do you think that would improve this problem of people not wanting to try shows?
I think that if there was 20% more output, there'd be 20% more success. And if there's
Okay.
5 days of the work week, and we're doing 4 of them, and then there's one that doesn't get done, and I'm not like, it's an echo, like not echo chamber in that like everybody's saying the same thing. It's an echo chamber, like you could go upstairs and like say something and it echoes because it's empty.
Right.
No,
right,
and
right.
I'm 100%, just to be clear, I'm with you. I think this should be a place where everyone comes in every day of the week and it's this big collaborative effort. I'm with you on that. I agree with you on that 100%. The thing that it doesn't even bother me, I just think it's obvious, is that you stoke the flames online of people saying New York doesn't do shit. Where if it's both, if your issue is people not coming in on Friday, which is a fair issue to have, I have that issue too, whatever, then that should be the issue. But I don't think it should be like, if it's both offices, you should make it clear that it's both offices.
Well, I think that my point about this office is that Dave was talking, in my interpretation of it, about getting out of the lease of this office.
Yeah.
So it's like,
oh, dude, it's scary. I'm with you. In my head, I think the same thing.
And so it's like, well, fuck. Like if we're in an office-wide performance plan,
right,
it would behoove us to, if not double down, do the extra 20%.
Right.
I think the same problem exists in Chicago, where I know the people on the Yak, and I know the mostly sports guys, and I know a couple of other people, but everybody else leaves when the Yak is over, and like that's it. And so it's like, what are they doing too?
Totally.
And how, as a collective Barstool company, can we take advantage of that? Because we're not all in the same place anymore. We're split down the middle. There's not 100 people doing a bunch of shit, causing chaos. Spiders not throwing balls around in the office. Like the pressure cooker is not there right now.
I agree.
So I'm saying, are we looking to bring that back? Because otherwise we have to adapt and change. And I think that we're trying to do that now, but they look like they're doing crazy shit because they have the Yak every day. We don't have the pressure cooker, so we're just trying to Tommy's making AI songs all day long. He's writing music all of a sudden over there. You know what I mean? Like there's stuff happening, but it's just not, they got rid of stool scenes. People are behind the scenes. They can't fucking hold a camera up. It's like, okay, why not?
When was the last time we got a phone clip from The Office? Ask fucking the social team
Ask
that.
them, right.
The show. Cowardly. Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
What do you think?
And also talking without knowing.
What's this? A camera?
Also not.
Oh, wait. Since you want to have the camera over here, when you came down and asked me, what did you say when you're like, hey, have you ever been told to stop posting phone clips? What did I say?
You said no, but what happened? This is what happened. When Stool Scenes got canceled, first of all, I don't care about any of this. When Stool Scenes got canceled originally, and we were getting all the shit from the Tate stuff, they said we're going to move it to Chicago. Right here, there was something that was said we don't put up clips from Viva in the office anymore. It's no one's fault. That's what it was. So you guys were doing other things because they were going to move everything to Chicago. Correct. That's not you. Wait, say that again. Correct.
No, right, but
that's my whole point.
No,
so it's not your fault.
You're not getting off. You're not getting off.
Get off your ass and film something. It's like I told you specifically when I've gone down there to film stuff. People said, I do not want this up. And I said, okay. After hearing that 6 or 7 times, I'm not going to go down there.
I've never said that.
Yeah, we're not saying that you said it.
All right.
I
didn't know other people say that. I would never say that.
There's been 5 employees minimum that have said stop filming in this office.
I said I didn't know. No, I've never once said that.
And the reason mad is because when I said that, Robbie then said, yeah, son, there's nothing to really film. And then you said, Robbie said there's nothing to film here. No, because it was off of what I was saying with, we've been told to, right, so it's like.
But then going on the pod prior to not knowing that makes it look even more stupid because there's people in this office that have said not to
film. So you guys don't film not because of the directive which was given to you not to film, which has been lifted over time. You're not filming because people on this side say don't film.
Yeah, we walk over there, they go,
all right.
They walk over there, they go,
this is not even
hey, this isn't for the camera. This isn't for the camera. This isn't content. This isn't content.
Well, there you go.
And then they stop.
Well,
and then we're like, what do we do?
Yeah, so it's not your guys' fault.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. It's we do a pod, and then not knowing that's why we don't film. And then Robbie gets called out saying to get off his ass.
I think in terms of output from this office in general, I think Chicago has a high output because a lot of their output is clips from around the office where we can't get fucking a social person. All we do is we sit around, we talk, and we have fun and this and that at the office. I think
no
if
one's
we had
listening
someone,
to any of it.
I go, Robbie's saying, how would you get up and would you film this on your phone? He goes, nothing happens.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what we were told. Nothing happens. That's why they don't film us.
Problem with output that would give the content that people want is if things were filmed around the office. I think maybe that would help things a little.
Yeah, because Robbie just said nothing happens. He didn't tell me people say don't film. Robbie just said, yesterday.
I did yesterday.
I didn't hear it.
You said, you literally answered me and said, interesting. You were texting on your phone. You said you were on your phone, you're on your phone texting like this. You said, hey, have you ever been told to not post phone clips? I said,
Yeah,
from
but
like,
I was talking about from this, like, a directive from the social team,
Right,
not
and I
from
s-
people over here saying not to.
correct, but I literally said, from Gaz, no, I said, down there I have. And you said, interesting. I said, yeah, I'm like, I've been gone down there multiple times and people have told me to not film. And then Robbie said, yeah, so then there's nothing to film. And then you said that on the podcast. I was
Well,
like,
I didn't. I took it as you guys just didn't. That
Work.
social said not to do it.
no, I said, people down there, I said, talent. People down there, talent, have said to not film it. And I was like, so when you said on the podcast, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I'm like, that's not the conversation we had.
Yeah, no, I don't
Also,
remember
like
you
the,
saying that talent said don't film. I thought you just.
Also
Robbie
the-
said nothing happens. That's all I heard.
like the point of the Chicago stuff of the encompassing like stuff coming out of there, like they have the yak nucleus of like that's how stuff's
Right.
distributed, that's live, and like whatever it is. Like a lot of the times where we do joint videos and phone videos here, like we're asking them to send us stuff of like the stuff like I know chaps and like
Yeah,
movies.
this entire show, like that one comment about the soul, like that's not the point. That's like 1/10, 1/5, 1/3 of the entire show point that I was trying to make. The point I was trying to make is if you're gonna call out the New York office, then fucking call it out and don't call it out in a way that just activates trolls online. That was my entire point. So sorry if that caused
No,
you guys
which is-
any
no,
grief.
which
I
is
know you
fine.
guys work hard. I know everyone works hard here.
No, I'm not saying I'm saying work hard. It's just, you know that's gonna get clipped and posted everywhere, and it's like then the one thing comes out of it is social, and it's just like, hi, what the fuck?
It was social clipped it.
What?
Social clipped it now.
If they didn't clip that, would you guys be like, you didn't clip that one part?
I don't fucking care.
I mean, it would have gotten out.
Well, you get that, like, that's not the point. This is
No,
not
I
the point
get
of the
that's not
episode.
point. I'm saying like, especially with her, I've done the same song a day. They've not wanted me to post up. They've gotten mad when
Who gets mad at you for not wanting to post stuff? Everyone down there.
a handful of people were mad when even Tate was here and I was filming. They were like, "You're instigating." When Frank used to get mad, it was, "I'm instigating Frank." People wanted peace and quiet, and I was
I've
like,
always
"That's
been
crazy."
very pro.
Yeah, we're
never
not
seen-
when we're talking about not filming. You were not mentioned. Like you were excluded from that. Like that, we have to film him all the time. He's like, I know you're doing your job.
Of course.
Like, but
I'm
like,
just annoyed at having the entire, like, I'm just so annoyed at this entire conversation around New York. It just bugs the shit out of me.
But
It's like played out. and it's
another
done.
point is like, let's say we do start filming, then what happens? It immediately goes to like, oh, my comments are shit. Oh, my replies are shit. Like, oh, I'm dealing with that now. Like
Yeah, shit I've never said once.
That's what. But that's the encompass what happens and what sparks the whole thing of like, hey, this doesn't need to go out. This isn't that type of content. Like that. All right.
No, I'm with you guys. That's bullshit that you have to deal with that. I would be pissed too if that was my fucking job. And then it's like you're up against a brick wall trying to get shit up because people are getting their feelings hurt. I think that's bullshit. And I think that's part of why that's part of like what we lost here. It's like, okay, well then eventually, fuck it, let's not do it. That's my whole point. It's just
Also, we can film something later on, just be like, hey, it's probably not great to go up on social. We shouldn't run that. It's like, yeah, I agree. It's gonna get somebody like canceled or some shit. Like that's different. But if it's just like, oh, we're having
I agree.
a conversation about an employee, it's like that's
There's
what
no
we film.
bigger supporter of the social team than me.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
always
you
been
know
the
what?
biggest supporter of the social team.
Always.
Travi, am I right?
For the most part, but
Thank you. Cody?
yesterday,
I just-
yesterday didn't align
Thank
with
you.
that.
Yeah, that's it in the line.
Well, listen, sometimes you get your signals crossed. But I want you guys to know that I ride for you.
Yeah.
And I ride for Rico.
Can we talk about the real elephant in the room? That Gooch's cousin is fucking Deke Zucker.
Nah. Probably.
Yeah. Is it his wedding ball?
That's man. Says you're cold.
This is good.
I think
This is good.
where stuff can-
we're cooking with cast a little bit here tonight.
where stuff
All you
can
gotta do is
start-
scream at Rone for an hour and a half,
Where-
and then things pipe up.
where stuff can start is there needs to be more
My old favorite one
collaboration.
used to be the
Dude, yeah, man.
Joe gets all
But like
time
the thing
for-
is
I've never once told you not to film anything. I don't
But
give
like
a fuck.
I think the old Barstool that you're talking about, like the stool scenes and stuff, like Rome brought it up, like the whole failing thing and like doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like people need to be okay being uncomfortable. Like of like the
What do you think that the past 24 hours have been for me?
No, like I get that, but like what does the views? Like what like
Right.
it's the drama. It's the whole
Exactly.
thing. It's like when Dave would just storm it. I understand Dave's not walking the door, but
Right.
like it's like storms and goes to get whoever and they immediately have that conversation. That's been eliminated here because it's been like
Because no one's here.
no, not even that. Like we've had drama here. It's just like it goes as like this isn't an on camera thing.
Crazy. Rico would never say that.
No, he wouldn't. Rico goes, I know y'all are doing y'all's job.
Look, this is a good thing. Look what's happening. There's the same 6 people in on a Friday. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Good job.
I don't know. Their opinions are just so irrelevant to me that I don't really care. I feel like I was thinking about coming in ready to like defend myself or defend the team, but everybody's already doing that. And if you look at everything online, everyone's already doing that. I really just don't care what they say. I do think it's funny though. Like they think that they're genuinely convinced that there's a directive that we were told not to record them. So I don't know. I think it's funny.
You don't have. You even want to do this? Like, you don't have to fucking make us. Like, I don't.
No, but it's nice that we are. We gotta do something. I mean, it's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? It's lovely that Nick is helping, because where's everybody else? They're all mad at us because we're salty towards them. I don't even think those guys looked me in the eye this morning when I walked in. Ready for the biggest day of our lives?
Let's collaborate.
Yeah, it's like the live events.
All right, so the show was good. We are at about 7.6 times our usual downloads at this time, so it all worked out great. What do you want to know?
Can you walk back and just go through like your
Okay, so
comments?
so basically, here was the idea for the show, right? We were going to talk about some Neely stuff with you, and then I was like, while we're at it, Rone has just stoked the flames of trolls online purposefully to say that people in New York don't work. And I think the overarching attitude about people in New York is we're just tired of hearing that we don't work. We all work. It's just not in a way that's identical to Chicago. The products that are being put out are not the same products they're not the same type of product that's being put out in Chicago. So people get annoyed when the conversation gets kicked up. Whether it's right or wrong, it is what it is. And I get annoyed sometimes, other times I don't. People get annoyed when the conversation gets picked up about kill New York, shut New York down, this and that. And it's not just content people. You have to remember that there's a couple hundred people who work in New York. There's business people, there's production people, there's all these people who hear these things online about people shitting on New York, and it's not just about the content, it's about those people too. No one upstairs in marketing or sales or production wants to hear that the office they work at sucks. That's bullshit. So it annoyed me. This time it annoyed me, and I said, well, let's explain and expand upon what Rone said and have a real conversation, because if we're going to talk about New York doesn't do anything and we're going to kick this nest of trolls, which was the issue from the beginning, it wasn't even an issue, it was just something to fucking talk about, which will get numbers, then let's actually talk about it. So we had Rone in, and I thought the conversation went great. Like, we pressed him where he needed to be pressed, and we talked about things that need to be talked about. If you want people to come in more, I agree. People should be in more, and it should be more collaborative. But if you want people to come in more and you want it to be more collaborative, then tell everyone to come in more and everyone to be more collaborative. Not just the people who get kicked down by the fucking trolls. He's doing stool scenes.
Literally skipping.
Dude, this Ellie Goulding song. Have you heard this new Ellie Goulding song? This black product.
The most serious. He's like being really serious about like coming in and being in the office and being collaborative, and you're like,
Dude, listen to the new Ellie Goulding. It'll turn your day around.
so good. So good.
Where was I? It doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying, right?
Oh, sorry, Paul.
It all makes sense. What was I saying?
It all made sense. You were making complete sense. It was just so funny. You were literally like, people come in here, be collaborative, be your best, and John was literally skipping down the hallway behind you.
You can see his feet in frame just like doing
And I think that's the other thing too. Like, the conversation that we had, like, was passionate and loud, and that's a good thing. This doesn't mean I don't like Rone or Rone doesn't like us, and this wasn't Rone saying that I don't work enough and Kelly doesn't work enough. It was just an overarching theme of how do we, in Rone's words, fix the health of the organism, which I think everyone cares about so much. That's what spurned this entire conversation. Everyone, I've been here 8 years, 9 years, and this is my life. Everything within here. So if people are going to talk about it and people are going to kick up conversations online, they're uncomfortable. I want to talk about it head on. And that's why I love Rone, and that's why Kelly's so great, is because we talk about it head on. And it was good. And now everyone's interacting.
All right, I figured I should weigh in on this controversy right now surrounding the New York office last 24, 48 hours. So here it is. It's a little of this, a little of that. Yes, I hate having a business in New York City, in a city where the mayor openly hates entrepreneurs, hates business. That drives me nuts. So just because I really hate this mayor, I got to pick up all my shit and move. But that's how he wins, by me not doing that. Now, I have also many times asked, when is the lease up? Remind me when the lease up, because nobody's in the New York office. I don't think people are in there using the office. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing in how I view the world. And I've said this quote a million times. Like, if, Chris Clemmer throws an 84-mile-per-hour fastball, and I'm like, hey, Clemmer, we're going to need you to throw 99 if we want to start getting people out. He can't just throw 99. He throws 84. So, like, I can't just tell people, make better content, do better stuff. I can look at effort in trying, and Clemmer's actually an example of a guy who tries a lot. And being in the office clearly is good for creating content. Like, that is what has made Barstool for a long time. You have the pen of misfits, the bullpen, the weirdos, the wild people all in there playing off of each other, making viral videos, making viral content. New York, here's the thing. People went, oh, New York's dead. They got no talent. There are lots of successful people in New York. And I apologize, I forget any of them. Chicks in the Office, Brianna's huge. Foreplay, I would still say, is like a New York-based thing. Son of a Boy Dad's like the fastest growing pod we got. So there's Frank the Tank is New York based. So there's a lot of successful things in New York. Would the office be buzzing if all these people, all these big names were coming into the office and playing off of each other every day and creating content? Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be great. Have I ever, since we started Barstool, told successful franchises, whether it be Call Her Daddy or whoever, like, you have to be in the office? No, I have not. Like, these people are all making money. They're all running kind of their own mini businesses. They can do what they do. It's not on them to be in the office. I'd love for them to have it. The truth of the matter is, what Chicago has that New York doesn't is Dan and PMT. And if Dan was like, you know what, fuck it, I don't want to come into the office every day. I'm just going to record PMT and then be a ghost. He's obviously the opposite. He's in there. He's the yak, all the PMTs. You see PFT, Hank, everyone's mixing it up. And the lesser people sponge off the superstars and their profile rises. New York doesn't have that. New York lost that when I left. And then Dan moves. When I'm in the office every day, yes, the Clemmers, the Rigo Boscos, the Big Evs, the Mushes, whoever it may be, Nate's, you're like in my world, in my orbit, we're stirring it up, and that helps everybody. When I left and when Chicago opens, there's that vacuum. KFC did try to fill it in the beginning. We went back and forth. Not everybody is in that role. So what Rone just did is great. Gets people talking. Mubi, we forgot her. So there are big people, but they're not in there every single day. That's not to say there's certain people in New York where I definitely am aware, like, this may hit the breaking point with the contract. They're not even trying. They're not doing anything. And I see that. But, like, just to be like, you guys should all be in the office, yeah, that would be great. But you're talking about the more successful people. That's what you need. If you just have Clemmer and Nate and Mush and Ev and Hubs sitting around, like, jerking each other off, I don't know that that's going to create a ton of great content. So, like, what do you do? What do you tell people? Rone's trying to get people going, but is Sass going to be in the office every day mixing up? Is Francis going to be in there? Because when I was there, everybody was in. It's just everyone's on top of each other. Everyone's making content. That's how it worked. And by the way, I should also say, like, I think Kelly Keegs, and who's notoriously not a Friday gal, Kelly Keegs and Gay Pat, which I told them, I think sometimes I'm wrong, their dynamic, like, that could be a huge podcast. And maybe they should keep bringing people in and get into the dirt. But I love what Gay Pat and Kelly Keegs have together. How do you build that and get to the next level? I don't know. So the whole point, was I talking? Yes. Rone is 100% correct that if I feel people are putting in an honest effort and not just openly giving me the bird, I feel responsible for them. Like, I feel like I've been doing this for a long time. Where would some of these people go if Barstool didn't exist? Yes, I feel responsibility for them to keep this thing going. But then you look at the New York office, who's in it? Like, would it actually, it's not I'd shut it down necessarily to punish people. It's like, we need studios for the podcast I mentioned. We need places for them to record, things for them to do. I don't know that we needed all the space, because the people who are the most successful aren't necessarily using the space to begin with. So that was a wild answer, kind of all over, but that's how I look at New York. I think New York gets disrespected in like, oh, it's not as good as Chicago. It's definitely not as active as Chicago, but there's a lot of very successful people based in New York who come in, shoot their shit, go on their way, and are making money for themselves and for the company. And again, if Big Cat and PFT were like, fuck it, we're only doing PMT, we're coming in and zipping, Chicago would turn into the same exact thing as New York and sort of a ghost town, like overnight. Because I guarantee you, if they did that, Walker and Almost Sports are following suit like right after. That is the benefit, and I've said it kind of in the book and overall, when the top people are very invested in part of the family and the brand and in there and mixing it up, it certainly helps everybody else. That was 8 minutes of a rant.
Really good video to go into the weekend on. Looks like I got a compliment from the boss. That's 2 this year.
What are your thoughts on the video?
Great video from Dave. He's saying exactly what we were saying. He's saying exactly what Rone is saying. He's also saying, like, if I were there, things would be different, but I'm not there. He said that we're all doing our best and we're trying our best, and it doesn't necessarily matter if you're here or not. And I think that is really, like, I don't know, people just want to poke holes in something that they don't need to do that. And I feel like Dave said, stop doing that in that video, overarching. But it was good. But it was very good. I'm very happy for it. And thank you, Dave.
I fully agree. If you put in your effort, I'm an effort guy. I'm also a guy who's going to throw you an 84-mile-an-hour cutter. But if you put in effort every day, like, I don't know, that's what we're doing here. Like, we're showing up and putting in effort. I don't know. I wholeheartedly agree with every single word Dave said there.
Dave is the most honest man I know, and he doesn't spit lies. Those all facts.
Nate, thoughts?
Dante did 10,000 words about Italians.
Yeah, you want to talk about effort? We have to go through a 10,000-word Italian blog from Dante and about Madani.
Lines under so many words.
What time did he submit that?
4:21 a.m.
Dave's video.
Thought it was brilliantly said by Dave, as always. That's why I always keep this on me. #1 bestseller right now. Go buy it. It's like a Bible. Dave's word is the gospel.
Is it signed?
Yeah, personal sign. Right there. Gotta this show up this block.
That's not personal. No, that doesn't take comment.
Well, he personally signed it.
Yeah, but he didn't say, like, to Tommy, love Dave.
You can't.
He said it in
sign
person
something.
when he handed
He
it to
said,
me.
love Dave.
And I have a second signed copy still on the way.
Oh.
And then how does it feel today? Does it feel like message is kind of like a fire under people, or
You kind of look around the office today, and like I still see a lot of people here chopping it up as they do. It's 3:01 right now. There are people here. I feel like people stayed longer than they would have. I don't know. We'll see in 2 weeks if this is just like a temporary reaction to me hollering at that. I wasn't even trying to holler at anybody. I just didn't have a show. But then I go upstairs and it's just sounds pinging around from like conversations that happened yesterday on a delayed echo. It's just empty as hell up there. But I guess Hannah, Devin, and Gretchen were up there today. So shout out to the people that came in regardless.
If you had a beach house and you had to style the room.
Oh, by the way, I love that question. I immediately was like, oh. I knew what you meant immediately. Immediately I knew.
But do you have an answer?
Like a niche styling of something?
It has to be a random athlete.
You stay at somebody's beach house, it's relatively boring. It's fucking seashells, it's chairs, it's fucking whatever.
Steve.
I'm saying, like, yeah, put it, not crazy, like wall to wall, but like a jersey in there, an 8x10 photo of like some random athletes.
Fun fact, my sister actually used to have a fat head of LaDainian Tomlinson. Very random Chargers player. So I'm going to go to LaDainian Tomlinson blue, yellow room, Chargers, maybe do like Thunder theme. I like that.
It's hard for me. Can I do a Josh Hart room now? I love him. I would like to do a Josh Hart room, and maybe it's like all Hart stuff. Like maybe it's like everything is, it's like almost love themed, but with Josh Hart everywhere.
Yeah, I love LaDainian Tomlinson room. That's awesome. I don't know why they had that, but I'm all about it.
So my idea was a Mets Hall of Fame room. So any Met who'd been in the Hall of Fame, you get a portion of the room. So like Tom Seaver's his own wall, but Ricky Henderson is a sliver.
I love Rico. This question when he was explaining it on House Call made me feel like algebra made me feel. Like I was unfortunately in that clip, I was with Jerry for a sec where I was like, the hell? I sort of get it now. I don't know. Jeremy Lin. Give me a Jeremy Lin. Give me a Linsanity.
Like that.
Linsanity room?
Little blips. Guys wrote a little blip. Yeah, whatever.
Newspapers hung up, maybe? Yeah.
Jalen Brunson room. One of his highlight from his game 1 shot to take the lead. One wall with actually just Jalen Brunson room, just everything, just all his trophies.
Just
and
not what the
I don't
question
care.
is. Just ignoring the whole spirit of the entire question.
Well, I don't care.
All right.
And he's in his phone, and he's gone.
Yeah.
We lost him. He's off.
I was being a.
Meat feels no longer available
okay.
for comment.
Okay.
So you got
Blake Griffin's Rookie of the Year, where he just dunked on everybody. Just all of those highlights. Blake Griffin.
Nate. Who you got for random athlete?
I would do the whatever Meek said. I agree with Meek.
I could have a better answer.
No, you're
I didn't even care.
Here we go.
You didn't care.
Jordani Valdespin room.
Why?
He's the man.
All right.
That was worth calling Nick back over for.
Nice.
I've saved the
video. Sorry, I'm only 4,000 words through Dante's Italian's blog.
At this company, everyone has always done their work. You come in, you do your work, you do good work. There's never been a person watching over your shoulder, I should say. And that's what's made us so creative, so amazing. It's crazy because everyone's so indulged in this Dave comment and clip, and Dave has given everything for 20 plus years to everyone here. Like, we Viva, we go hard, and look what we do every single year. Nothing's changing. We are the best at what we do. This is why we do it. And that's why Dave will never end this.